This will be a short video, but gives you a glimpse into Fort Lauderdale along with some life reflections. Thanks for joining me on part 3 of my big trip across America. I arrived in Fort Lauderdale and ate dinner on the Riverwalk and wandered around. There were a ton of places to eat in this city, and it was nice to be outside in warm weather and to have escaped the Maine cold. There was something that struck me here. There were boats, and more boats. There were signs of wealth everywhere. It made me think, sometimes there's not that much that separates the poor from the rich except a fence, a neighborhood. You can see each other sometimes, but do you ever really blend into one another? What if you were to step on the other side of that fence and live that life? To fully feel that life. After walking around a bit, I had to get back to the hotel. The crowds were getting to me, and after a night of quiet respite in the hotel, I went to a coffee shop where I met the star of this episode, Lenny. I will let Lenny speak for himself. He lives on the streets by choice and feels freedom from having no bills. He tells an amazing story of forgiveness and care for another human being and faith in God. After you hear his story, you'll see me continue my journey south and on to part 4 in this series.
55, I got run over by a car, literally hit the hip, smacked down, run over. I had to have the guy back off of my knees. He was on top of my knees. Well, when the guy backed off, I looked at him. He's a nice young man with a nice vehicle, dressed nice. I said, "Sir, you got a wife and kids at home waiting for you, don't you?" He said, "Yes, I said, "You better get there." He gave me what he had in his pocket, left. I believe in my heart it would not make me feel as me as a person to sue him and put hardship on his life. That does not make me happy. He gave me money out of his pocket, it's good enough. I believe when I was crying like a little baby after 6 months, oh man, I can't take this pain anymore the rest of my life. Stop. I was whimpering like a little baby, I was. And I said, "Oh Lord," I said, "Man," I said, "Why? My whole life is always out of your life." Next morning, I woke up. I'm not perfect, don't get me wrong, but I'm not in agony or a little pain. There's a big difference between a little pain and agony. I was in agony, I couldn't even walk, I had to hang on my bike to walk. I believe in my heart because I cared about that man and his family. He took that pain away. Getting out like that. I believe too that if I laid there where it sued him and did all that crap to try to get money, I would still be in pain. And I know that. I know that. I know that. What happened to me is not a fluke, nothing or anything like that, except somebody took that off me and let me be happy again. So I'm happy. Except for the ants that eat me alive. But anyway.